Hello again. We are back with Kabir Bedi once again. This is Neelakshi Sengupta and you are listening to Just One Question. Hi Kabir. In your journey as an actor, you have seen many changes over the years. Please tell us today about what your observations have been.
You see, the biggest change that I saw was I saw the rise of the modern Indian playwright. Girish Karnad was one great example of a modern Indian playwright, even though he wrote in Kannada. There was Mohan Rakesh, there was Badal Sarkar, there was all these giants that wrote in a modern idiom, and their plays were, it was like the sort of angry young man revolution in England that happened in the 60s, when theatre came of age with a new kind of ruggedness, a new kind of rawness, a new kind of realism that wasn't dependent on large sets and huge productions. So the coming of new playwrights in a modern idiom was the biggest change that I saw here. We had great directors that I knew personally that brought great and inventive techniques to the theatre. There was Ibrahim Al-Qazi, there was Alec Padamsee, there was Amar Lalana, there was B.V. Karan. There were so many wonderful people that brought great imaginative flair to the visual medium of theatre, and their techniques helped modernize Indian theatre, which made it all the more relevant to the generations that grew up watching them. And I was very privileged to know these people, Tendulkar as well, having worked in his Gidhade, to see the wonderful language they used, the wonderful characters they created, the conflicts they created, and how actors were given an opportunity to perform these very complex characters in a modern way. So I was very lucky to have seen that. I cannot comment on the current theatre scene because I don't believe I know enough about it. But I certainly saw the transition from an old world Indian theatre to a modern world Indian theatre.
English language theatre, although not the mother tongue for most of us, have survived over many years. The same has travelled to many countries too. I mean, Indian English language theatre. And simultaneously, we have also welcomed English theatre and other performances coming in from other countries. But will it be fair to compare the two at all?
You know, I'm not sure that it's a fair comparison to talk of English theatre in India versus English theatre abroad, because the economics are totally different. The important thing is that there is a vibrant theatre movement in India, and there are people like Ashwin Gidwani, for instance, who have made a very successful business out of it by taking lots of small plays and then getting them to travel to various places in India and abroad and keep the shows going. And he's found a way of actually disseminating theatre like no one else before, because he does it on a massive scale. And at the same time, there are people like Rayal Padamsee, who put on a variety of theatre in English, spectacular as well as personal. And there's Kwasa, who does more personal, more experimental, more thoughtful theatre. There are people doing different things in different places. The important thing is that put together, it makes for a very vibrant theatre scene in English in India.
I completely agree with your thoughts. We have sustained and progressed in this art form, and we are growing better every day. That is what matters, eventually. By the way, have you ever directed any play?
I produced a play and directed a play for Yatrik. It was a one-act play many years ago. But really speaking, my journey has been that of an actor. And as far as direction goes, I have learnt more from directors than from anyone.
Thank you, Kabir, for the wonderful insights. I'm sure our audience have been enjoying every bit of it. And on that note, I shall take your leave with promises for more ahead. This is Nilakshi Sengupta, and you have been listening to Just One Question.